producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
It's time to steer the line.
Touchdown!
Sports betting, fantasy football, and the latest NFL news. Featuring Loud-Esmond, Christian Giordani, Rocky Giordani, and Jeremy James. Bet on us to make you a better better.
What?
Let's get ready to steer the line.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Steer the Line. I am your host and analytics expert, Christian Giordani. Alongside of me is Loud-Esmond, our professional sports handicapper who I just believe had an allergy attack. And Rocky Giordani, our ex-professional athlete. Fellas, how you doing on this fine Friday afternoon?
What's up, fellas?
Well, I'm back from being at the beach for a few days, and it's unseasonably warm here. It's like 91 degrees, which is unusual for here. But I understand you're sweating even more and lots of cracking noises.
Yeah, our AC is on the fritz. It's 80 degrees inside the house, and it's 111 outside right now.
Rocky, how's Costa Rica?
Listen, the heat down here, is that my echo, Kristen?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Okay, I hear an echo. It reminds me of an old frying pan because the eggs are always stuck.
Right. That time of year down there, I mean, I've been to Costa Rica a few times, but I guess when I went there, it was normally around New Year's. So it was warm, but it wasn't like sticky hot.
Christian, I'm going to disconnect and come back.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're going to talk what, Christian?
Well, let's go right into
let's do the NFL news. Okay.
Yeah, the biggest news so far. CeeDee Lamb has requested a contract to the same size and magnitude as Justin Jefferson, even excelling it. He is looking for 4 years, $150 million.
A lot of money.
That's 140. That's about 47.5 each year.
Okay, so if Dak gets 60 and he's getting 40, that's $100 million between two players.
And then Michael Parsons is going to be up the next year for his contract.
Right, he's going to want 30.
He's going to want 30.
The numbers in the NFL are getting stupid. I don't see how you build the rest of the team.
Contract faster than the salary cap is allowing them. Yes. But Jerry Jones is going to have to make a decision on whether he's going to want to pay CD and let him walk, or if he wants to, sign Micah or trade away CD, because he's not going to be able to have all three of those contracts on with Dak, Micah, and CD coming up. So since these news came out, CeeDee Lamb said if he doesn't get the money he requested, he will be requesting a trade. And the number one team for consideration, Loud, any guesses?
No.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are willing to give a king's ransom for CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. The Steelers have other bigger problems, like they don't have a quarterback. So, we'll get into this when we start talking about best and worst quarterback situations. But my philosophy is, why are you going to pay an elite receiver if you don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball? And I think the big decision for the Cowboys is Dak. Jerry Jones is 81 years old. If Dak gets the kind of contract that other quarterbacks are getting, Jerry Jones probably doesn't outlive the contract.
Yep.
I'm not really aware of what the quarterback draft situation looks like next year. And the other problem for the Cowboys is they're going to be like they've been like the Raiders. They win just enough games to not get a top-level draft pick. Yep. They're always picking at like 15 to 20. And you can't
– The Cowboys have always been a good regular season team for the past half decade. with Dak under center. It's just playoffs, with the team with that history, with that brand. The number one goal they want to do is win a championship or at least make it out the second round, and they haven't done that. So is the biggest problem CD or is it Dak? And that's where you decide if you're Jerry Jones. Do you lean towards CD and look for another quarterback, or do you pay Dak and look for a replacement for CD?
When the Dallas Cowboys won their Super Bowls, it was because they were terrible and they got Troy Aikman and they got Emmitt Smith through the draft. And I forget who. Oh, and the receiver, crack guy. What's his name? He's on Undisputed.
Playmaker. Michael
Irvin. Yeah. And they got all their big three through the draft over 2 years. And they drafted players on the defense. And so, look, the winning, what team outside of the Kansas City Chiefs has given a quarterback free agent a huge amount of money and won a Super Bowl recently?
Quarterback free agent. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, Dallas Cowboys got 5 Hall of Famers in that. They traded Herschel Walker. They
right.
got picks and a couple of guys. And yeah, that was a once in a lifetime. Nobody's going to play it that well again,
Okay, but I'm just making the point. Let's look at the playoff teams off the top of my head. The NFC playoff teams that went deep into the playoffs. The Lions, well, they ended up with Jared Goff in a trade, and Goff was a top draft pick. He just wasn't the Rams coach cup of tea, and so they got a really good quarterback cheap. They weren't paying a ton for him. Then the Packers, they're on a rookie quarterback contract. The Texans, they're on a rookie quarterback contract. The
49ers?
49ers on a rookie quarterback contract. What team besides Kansas City that went deep into the playoffs? I guess Josh Allen with the Bills.
They an expensive quarterback. A Super Bowl. The last one, probably, to answer your question,
was Matthew Stafford.
Because Tom Brady won them all. Aaron Rodgers, maybe. He got paid before he won a Super Bowl, right?
Well, no, you're right. The last team to bring in a high-priced free agent and win a Super Bowl were the Rams bringing in Matt Stafford, and it reminds me of the T-shirt, F the draft picks.
Yeah, F the picks.
Yeah.
Right.
Love it.
But that is the exception, not the rule. Teams that are winning in modern-day NFL, they have a quarterback on a rookie contract because once you have to pay an elite-level quarterback, it is taking so much of your salary cap.
Yeah.
I just, if you have 2 or 3 superstar players, there's $175 million now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't see how that's sustainable for anybody. If I were Jerry Jones, I would do this. I would pay Micah Parsons now and get a year ahead of it. I would pay CeeDee Lamb and get ahead of it. And at the end of this season, I am trading Dak Prescott and getting draft picks and getting a quarterback on a rookie deal that I think I could win a Super Bowl with in the next 4 years.
Well,
how much would Dak Prescott bring on the free if they traded him?
Exactly. He's trade bait for sure. A lot of
could you get a
very solid quarterback?
Christian, you're the analytics guy. Does he get you a first-round pick?
He's a big upgrade.
Can he get you a first-round pick? Yes.
Of course.
Would I give him a first-round pick for him? No.
No. But he'd be a huge upgrade for a lot of teams.
You would definitely get a second-round pick out of him. 100%.
You get a first-round pick out of him? You kidding me?
You could depend. Yeah.
If the Pittsburgh Steelers don't see anything in either of those quarterbacks, they're giving a first and a second to get Dak Prescott. I guarantee you. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
fans are very cool with the way things are going, right? The Cowboy fans, they just spent a whole month celebrating, man. They parades and everything. They love it.
They love what, Rocky?
The Cowboys. They were having parades.
The Cowboys. They had a whole month. Yes, last month.
Oh, June
was their whole month.
Pride Month. Cowboy fans. The Cowboy fans just spent a whole month celebrating. It was called Pride Month.
Over his head.
God.
It's over his head.
Oh, come on. Really?
The Cowboy fans.
I would say that's a low blow, but that's a low blow to the Pride.
All right. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Best and worst QB situations in the league. Let's start with what you think are the worst, Christian.
Let's go through the worst, and this is the worst one ranked by Bleacher Report. And I completely agree. It's the New York Giants. Daniel Jones is getting paid $40 million a year, and he's getting outplayed by his two backups in Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock. There's talks about him not even able to start the first 3 weeks of the season this year.
God.
And
Daniel Jones, because of his neck?
Yes. Well, Daniel Jones might not start the first 3 games of the season from lingering injuries of that ACL tear last year. They want to bring him in slow, and by then, I think he could lose that job already because he obviously already lost the locker room.
Look, I know not Danny. You just did it to me. The DeVito kid, Tommy.
Yeah.
I suddenly want to Jersey Mike's. No, honestly, Danny DeVito's Jersey Mike's sandwich commercials. It makes me not want to eat a sandwich there, and I love that place. Anyway, he's creepy and he's greasy looking. Just saying. I know DeVito was a fun story. He's from New Jersey, hometown kid. Yay. Come on. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. Stop
but
it.
It's not if he's a starting quarterback or if he's a let's just say even good quarterback. He's outplaying Daniel Jones right now.
Daniel Jones had a couple of fantastic games. He had a great playoff game. He had a great year, not last year, but the year before. And honestly, I don't think he's terrible. I think he doesn't have anything. He had a running back, but the running back was always injured. What did he have at receiver? Can anybody name me one of his receivers?
No.
Darius
Slayton. Slayton. There you go.
And then the tight end came over from the Raiders, and
now he's retired.
Yeah, and he was injured all year.
I think Daniel Jones on his last. He got 1 year left. That's it. They're pulling the plug after this year if he doesn't go deep in the playoffs.
The thing is, it's more contractual than nothing.
Right.
The longer they wait, the more guaranteed money they're gonna have to give him.
Right.
So
here's the thing. Do you want to be in the position that the Denver Broncos are in with Russell Wilson, or the Raiders were in with Jamarcus Russell? Jamarcus Russell, by the way, who is now being sued by his high school.
Yeah, I saw that.
He stole $72,000 in donations. What a piece of crap. Oh, my God. If you want to be sick as a Raiders fan, go look at who was picked after Jamarcus Russell in that draft. It's insane. It's crazy. Oh, I'll have to look it up now. But Christian, give us the next bad situation.
The next bad is your former team, the Las Vegas Raiders, with Gardner Minshew and Aidan O'Connell fighting for that starting spot, and Anthony Brown and Carter Bradley fighting for that second string, third stringer.
Yeah. I agree. I never thought that was a good. I think Aidan O'Connell needs another year before he can be a.
I don't think Aidan O'Connell. I don't think Aidan O'Connell's NFL talent. You know, he can be a. It's Stetson Bennett. A Case Keenum.
All right. Here's who else went after Jamarcus Russell was picked first by the Raiders. Calvin Johnson.
Went second?
Second.
Yeah.
They needed a quarterback, so they went after him.
Number 7 in that draft, Adrian Peterson.
There you go.
Yeah.
Raiders, shoot yourself in the foot.
Number 12, Marshawn Lynch. Number 14, Darrelle Revis.
Oh my God, Revis Island.
That's-
And Jamarcus Russell went first before all those guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Number 28, Joe Staley,
Yeah.
the tackle in All-Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greg Olson, tight end, Chicago Bears.
Sure.
Yeah.
He got famous with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, he did. He played great.
All
in
right,
Carolina.
so after Jamarcus Russell, you know what's funny? You know, this is 60% of the players picked in the first round don't get past their rookie contract.
But you know what's funny? Those names you just gave, I think 4 of those guys are Hall of Famers. Adrian Peterson,
Calvin Johnson,
Adrian Peterson,
Ted Ginn Jr., Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis.
6.
Yeah, there's 4 Hall of Famers in there at least.
6 Hall of Famers.
6.
Gee whiz.
All right. Past the Las Vegas Raiders, we have the Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young as a starter and Andy Dalton as the backup. Bryce Young did not leave a lot of room for imagination last year. He was straight out bad. Offensive line did not help, but his size really showed out there. You know, he could not see over his offensive line. He had struggle finding rooms outside the pocket, and he was an interception machine.
Yeah,
Do you think we'll see?
Hands. It's like
You're
Spud
muted,
Webb
Loud.
on a basketball.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Nope. Loud. Do you think we will see Bryce Young get better, Rocky?
No, I don't think he's an NFL talent at all. I think he was a total waste of a first-round pick. 100%.
Loud, do you think we see Bryce Young getting better this year?
I'm sorry. What school did he come from?
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I believe.
Ohio State.
Ohio State, that's right.
How many Ohio State quarterbacks have been good in the NFL?
Not a lot.
Okay, I'm a Notre Dame fan. How many Notre Dame quarterbacks have been great in the NFL?
Joe Montana.
One.
Joe Montana.
One. Okay,
No,
look.
no.
A lot of
right.
these quarterbacks that play at elite teams, they're surrounded by the best talent. They always have been. They've never really been in a tough situation because they were the best player at their high school. They were highly recruited. They go to a school like Ohio State where they're surrounded with the best talent, and they look great. But they never learned how to fight, how to lose, how to scrap.
What about Art Schlichter? You remember
All right.
Schlichter? You remember
No.
Schlichter? The Ohio State quarterback went first and went straight to jail immediately, like gambling and oh man.
No.
Before my time. All right. The
Yeah.
fourth
Yeah, I was
worst
around.
quarterback situation, and I take this back. I actually think this is the worst. Deshaun Watson with the Cleveland Browns.
Will
He's
go
been
down
worst
in the top 5 worst NFL deals ever.
ever. Yeah.
Truthfully, I think that is probably the worst trade of all time.
Yeah, that's it. Well, in your generation, definitely that's the worst one since you've been alive that I've seen.
Well, since
Yeah.
Herschel Walker.
First
Yeah.
one, that was a great trade for the Cowboys. It didn't do
Right,
much
but I'm
for-
saying terrible for the Bears. Remember the
Yeah.
Sports
Minnesota.
Illustrated cover where what's his name? The running back who loved to smoke pot, Ricky Wilson?
Ricky Williams,
Ricky
Yeah.
Williams.
Miami,
For
and
the
you know,
Bears.
New Orleans.
Remember Mike Ditka gave up his entire draft
Yep.
to get Ricky Williams. I remember the Sports Illustrated cover with Mike Ditka as the groom and Ricky Williams as the bride in a full-on bridal dress. It was like a foreshadowing of Michelle Obama.
All right. And the fifth worst quarterback situation in the NFL right now is the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, wow, yeah. Who's their
The
quarterback?
Denver Bo Nix is the name starter, and Zach Wilson and Jared Stidham are the backups.
Zach Williams and who?
Zach Wilson and Jared Stidham.
Oh, right. All right, yeah, they're in trouble. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're in trouble. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
I feel
Keep going.
bad. I feel
Go ahead.
bad for what happened to Zach Wilson. I think the kid could have had a decent. How many quarterbacks have been ruined by the New York Jets?
The green
A
slime,
lot.
man.
The green slime is the
Yeah,
real
I'm
curse,
just
man.
destroyed by the New York
The
Jets.
only thing
By
they
the way,
destroyed more of are gamblers.
here's my prediction. Aaron Rodgers doesn't make it past the halfway point in the NFL season.
And then he retires.
No, I think he's going to be injured before.
Injured, then retire.
Yeah, I think he's going to make it through like 6 to 8 games, get hurt.
I hope not.
Rip it. No, he's going to rip a hammy, a calf. Think about this.
Yeah.
What is he, 42, 40?
He's 41.
He's 41 years old. Okay. I tore a calf muscle when I was 40. It took a year and a half to fully recover. I mean, it got ripped off the bone. It snapped the thing like bad. You ever seen one of those injuries happen? Your calf muscle rolls up behind your knee.
Yeah.
It's like you have a rump roast behind your knee.
Achilles tear.
Yeah, ugly. Anyway, so it took like 18 months for me to recover from that. Now, he tore his Achilles. Supposedly, it's been the best recovery ever, blah, 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 blah. He's 41 years old. He's 2 years removed from playing a football game that means anything.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Sorry.
This will have to be the year for the Jets because Aaron Rodgers took a creative turn to his contract. He's only getting paid $17 million this year, and then he's getting $51 million the next, and then he will no longer be on the team, but the team will still be paying him $35 million in 2026, $14 million in 2027.
Okay, all right. You're the salary cap expert. This bothers me. These contracts like Rodgers and Ohtani have now, where I'm going to be retired, but you still owe me money. What is that about?
Yeah, it started with the Mets back in the 90s, and I can't remember this player's name. It just passed. Johnny Bonilla. Johnny Bonilla.
Daryl Strawberry, but probably I think it's not a bad strategy because it gives you a window to win. Gives you a window to win. Then you know you're hosed.
It's really good for contending teams with guys with big contracts like Aaron Rodgers, guys like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
How do you pay players like when Rodgers is gone and he's eating up $25 million of your salary cap? How do you have enough money to pay the other players? Are you counting on the salary cap just going up and going up and going up?
No, they were counting on winning the Super Bowl with him last year. They thought that was it. All they were missing to be they went and they made the playoffs with nobody at quarterback.
Okay, Rocky, I'm asking a very specific financial question of Christian. Christian, if you're paying players who aren't on your team anymore an enormous amount of money, how do you still remain competitive? I don't understand how that works. Does it somehow not count against your salary cap anymore?
It completely does count against your salary
cap.
There's two major reasons. One, yes, how you said earlier, the salary cap does expand, so it's a little bit less.
So it's like buying a futures contract.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's not that big. The main strategy is it's win now and take your punches later.
You're going to be done after a couple of years. They were counting on winning with him immediately.
Exactly how Rocky was saying. They have a very short window they expect last year and this year.
Oh, I get it. It's called short-sighted gambling.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's really stupid.
That's basically what it is. You're taking a gamble on a guy within a 3-4 year period, and then you're willing to space out his contract to whatever you guys agreed to. For Aaron Rodgers in this situation, it's still 2028.
By the way, something I found offensive, and we didn't get to it, is the 10th worst is Derek Carr and the Saints. And there's no way Derek Carr with the Saints is worse than the Denver Broncos or the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, they're gonna blow that whole team up.
That team's gonna be gone by the end of the season.
Blow it up. Yeah, he's.
By the way, next week, you know what I really want to talk about is why are people underestimating the Rams?
Yes,
I don't get that at all.
The Rams are getting no love at all, and they just signed another defensive back. They've added 5 defensive backs through trades and the draft.
It is insane. The Rams have truly been the most underrated team going into the season. Of course, you're gonna lose a lot when you lose a Hall of Famer like Aaron Donald. It's not an easy plug and fix, but they're taking the Moneyball approach, which I like.
They're not. By the way,
1 minute.
The most overrated team. I am terrified for the Buffalo Bills. Yes. I love Josh Allen. I've made a lot of, not me, but a good friend of mine has, made a ton of fantasy football wins off of Josh Allen, and he's sitting over behind me. Can't see him. It's Rustic Al. Yeah, I'm really worried about how the Buffalo Bills are going to look. It terrifies me, honestly, because I really like Josh Allen and the Bills. They were the one team besides the Bengals that could challenge the Chiefs. And by the way, I am fading the Bills. I am very high on the Bengals this year. I think they're going to be great.
Yeah, Joe Burrow has said his main priority is staying healthy and playing. He wants to play every game this year, and he's starting off healthy.
And we will talk more about this next week on Steer Line.